Hello there. Star Wars sales in the closeout aisle. Really good stuff. Let's open some stuff up, shall we? I love a really good sale, but it has to be a really good sale for me to purposely buy something for my Star Wars collection that I already have in my Star Wars collection. When I see Star Wars toys for 75% off, okay, now I'm going to consider buying something. And not only did I find some great prices in the closeout aisle at Walmart this week, I think I'm going to open some of this stuff and find out what this stuff is really like, instead of just looking through the bubbles. Ready for this? Now, before I open them, I just want to remind you to like this video if you do enjoy it. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, why not subscribe to the channel and help us out here. Spread the word, you know. All right. Like I said, this stuff was on sale, and it was on really good sale. At least I thought it was a really good sale. So, the first thing here is they had a few of these Bounty Collection figures, which I already have. I reviewed them in a video a while back. But they were selling these for only $1. $1. You can't even buy a candy bar for $1. And these things normally went for $9 a piece. Well, this one happens to be the Loth Cat. So, let's open this up and find out what we've really got. 2 pieces of tape at the top, and we have an interesting box. The figure is wrapped in paper, wax paper kind of, and there he is, the Loth Cat, in all its cute little glory. And, oh, I was hoping the tail may be moved, but nope, I guess not. A nice little figure of a Loth Cat for only $1. Now, that is not the only one of the Bounty Collection they had. They actually had 3 of them. The second one is this little guy. Let's open the box and see how cute he really is. Pretty simple little character, nothing too fancy here. Nicely done all the way around, even got a little detail on his back there as far as the fur goes. It's probably Wicket with a Rebel helmet on his head. The last one I have is Chopper. And they had 3 left, so I thought I'd buy all 3. Now, it looks like this one was fixed up at one time. Looks like it was broken apart or something already, because it is both damaged here and here. So I got a feeling somebody tried opening it in the store. Or was it bought, returned, and somebody put a different figure in here? Well, we're about to find out. Is it Chopper? Yes, it is. We have a cute little figure of Chopper. And this is a cartoonish figure because he's kind of bending in angles in ways that you don't do in real life. And obviously, he's a little excited here. That's kind of cute. $3 for 3 figures of the Bounty Collection. And these, I don't think I'm going to put them back in the box. These are going to go on display now, probably behind me at some point. Now, speaking of Chopper, I was able to pick up one more Chopper, a little different type of Chopper, and this happens to be a Droidable, which normally sold for $8. They had on sale for $3. And about the only thing I can really see with this, other than the big head, smaller body, is if you tilt the head, can you hear that? He makes different noises. And of course his eyes flash too, as you've noticed. So kind of cute. Not really much to unbox there. He is kind of tied down in the box a little bit, but he's very displayable right now just the way he is. So, $6 worth of toys so far. What is next? Well, we've got some Jazware things now. And I haven't had Jazware on the show for a while, although I have 2 big boxes of stuff just off camera here that I've got to go through in some show here. But I was able to pick up a $14 vehicle for only $3. And yes, this is one of the vehicles that have been hanging on the hooks for months already. They just were not as popular as what Hasbro probably, or not Hasbro, as what Jazwares thought it should be. And of course, this one happens to be Asav Ventress Genovix Starfighter. Okay? And I'm sure in your Target or your Walmart, these have been hanging on the hooks for a while. And as you can see, this one's kind of damaged. It's bent up all over the place. But you know what? For $3, I thought, you know what? We're finally going to open one of these things and find out what we actually have here. I've always kind of wanted to see what the stands were like in these. But you know me, I'm an in-the-box collector, so I don't open very much. But this time, I am going to. So first of all, we have the stand. Just a nice clear stand. Nothing too special there. Of course, I'm sure it's specially designed for this particular ship. We do have the little Ventress figure that comes along with it. And then we have the ship itself, which comes pretty flat, but folds out so that we get the full look of what this ship should be. Because of course, I think these are supposed to be like solar cells to collect energy for this ship. Now, I would guess that this opens somehow, so we could put Ventress in here. And I am having a little trouble getting it opened. Maybe it's not made for Ventress to go in it. I did notice that the guns are spinnable, so you can turn them whatever direction when you're playing. And of course the ship, it's a pretty decent looking ship. Kind of flimsy. Tell the truth, now that I've opened this, I really don't think this thing is worth $15. Or $14, I think they had on here. Yeah, $13.97. I don't think this is worth $13.97 to tell the truth. $3? Yeah, it's worth $3. Now, how do we get this on the stand is the next question. I think we'd have to fold one of those in order to, oh, we got to also put the gun in, because there's 2 little holes in the bottom of the ship that do fit into the stand. So you can't have the whole thing folded out for that. You have to have one fin folded in. Not too bad a looking ship though, really, when you think about it. Might have to play with that a little bit more later on, see if I can get that cockpit open to put the figure in there. That's not the only Jazwares ship I bought. I also bought the V-Wing Starfighter with clone pilot and droid. Once again, got it for $3. And this one happened to be $14.97, so $1 more expensive than that one on the regular price. But here again, I wanted to see what the ship is actually like. So let's open it up and find out, shall we? All right. Oh, from the looks of it, the droid is R4P17. And as far as the ship goes, well, they packed it in here pretty good and tight. There we go, starting to come loose. And How do you like that? I am not seeing a stand with this one. I thought all these ships came with stands. We do not have a stand with the V-Wing Starfighter. I guess you've just got some landing gear on the bottom. Oh yeah, there it is. Click that out. You've got your landing gear out front there. And of course the wings do move out so you can have a little flying lesson, I guess. There we go. And oh, we got a little band here, little rubber band type thing. I suppose that was to keep these in line so we can get the flippers here down too. So we got a few different places where you can play around with things. I'm not really sure about the fins here, but I think that's about how they're supposed to be. The guns on the sides do not move. Does this cockpit open? If it does not open easily. But it does look like we do have a little hole there to put the droid into. So, you know, now that I'm seeing these opened, it's very lightweight plastic. I have a feeling it would not take much playability for these to break. I could see this breaking very easily if I dropped it to the floor. Which maybe it would survive a little better than what I'm thinking, but it sure doesn't seem like it. I think Hasbro does a lot better with their ships than what we've got here. And then when I look at or think of the Hot Wheels ships, which are probably just a little bit smaller than this, they're made out of metal for about the same price. Oh well. So be it, I guess. That's about the way this one's going to be. I wonder if we would slip these back. There, I suppose that's about how it would sit on the ground. Got to fold one of the wings back. Okay, so now that I've actually opened two Jazwares ships here, I'm sorry, I'm not really impressed with them. I thought they would be made better than they are. Well, that's it. The bag is empty. I've opened up my special buys. So we had $3, $3, buck, $3. So $12 for this much stuff. Actually not bad, considering just one of these things, just this ship regular price, was the same as all of this. Actually more. Well, what do you think? I do have one big question for you now that I've opened a couple of these. If you've opened the Jazwares ships, what do you think of them? Leave a comment below and let me know if you think they're worth the money that they're charging for them. To tell the truth, I'm thinking they might be a little overpriced for what you're getting. Or maybe I'm just thinking old school here. There's one other thing. I was able to pick up a vintage collection action figure for $5. $5. And of course, this one happens to be Din Djarin at Morak. So he's wearing his costume to get into there. This one I'm not going to open because it's a vintage collection. And besides, the card is in really good shape. I wish all the vintage collection figures were only $5. Once again, I would like to invite you to like this video if you have enjoyed it, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notifications bell so that you're notified when new videos come out. Well, until next time, may the force be with you, and keep trying to find those closeouts.